Our next speaker today is Ryohei Fujimaki. Ryohei is the founder and CEO of dotData. Prior to founding dotData, he was the youngest research fellow ever in NEC Corporation's 119-year history. The title was honored for only 6 individuals among 1,000+ researchers. During his tenure at NEC, Ryohei was heavily involved in developing many cutting-edge data science solutions with NEC's global business clients, and was instrumental in the successful delivery of several high-profile analytical solutions that are now widely used in industry. He received his Ph.D. degree from the University of Tokyo in the field of machine learning and artificial intelligence. Please join me in welcoming Ryohei to the stage.
Hello, everyone. This is Ryohei, CEO at dotData. Thank you for attending our presentation. Are you on the right path to AI success? dotData offers full-cycle AI as a service by leveraging our unique AI automation technology. I personally led AI and data science projects for more than 200 clients during 15 years of my careers in this industry. Today, we'd like to share our framework that we developed to assess AI and data science journey of the organization, and one successful customer story along with the framework. Hope this is going to help you consider what you need to be successful in AI. Let me start from this statement by VentureBeat AI. 87% of data science projects never make it into production. There's many similar industry research, like 85% of AI projects fail. Here, the absolute number is not very important, but the point is, why do so many AI projects fail or end up with data science experiments without producing actual business value? There's multiple complex factors, but based on our experience, most organizations that are not successful in adopting AI often misunderstand their stage in the AI journey and eventually take wrong actions. A lot of organizations underestimate the complexity of AI adoption. They expect hiring data scientists, purchasing new AI machine learning tools, and then suddenly producing big business impact. However, it's not going to happen in practice. AI adoption is not a single event like hiring data scientists or purchasing AI machine learning tools, but it is a series of journeys to transform the organization to be more data-driven and more AI-driven. This is a summary of our framework, which we call AI maturity, to assess the stage of AI adoption and navigate our clients to succeed in AI. There are 4 stages in our framework. The first stage is aware. Organizations in this stage have not even started AI. They are interested in AI and they have very early stage ideas to apply AI in their business. The most important point in this stage is to discover and identify critical use cases and economic value hypotheses. Based on our experience, AI projects that skip thorough use case and economic value discovery fail in very high probability. Second stage is explore. Organizations in this stage have a few critical use cases and hypotheses. The goal of this stage is to prove and validate economic value by prototyping AI models. But the common and the most common mistake in this stage is to try to build very accurate models without seeing a bigger architecture. There are 4 very important architectures you must design in this stage. One is the solution architecture, which defines the entire solution from data to AI machine learning to insight and predictions and to the final business actions. In other words, you must define the end-to-end solution behavior and the business workflow using your AI solution. Second architecture is the value architecture, which identifies all stakeholders around your AI solution and their values for each stakeholder, including ultimate final economic value. The third architecture is data architecture. Even if you draw great solution in value architectures, you cannot realize your solution if you don't have right data. So the data architecture defines the data structure in pipeline for your AI solution. The last architecture you need is system architecture to make sure the solution can be implemented as a system. The third stage in this AI maturity is implement. In this stage, you finally come to the stage to yield the business value out from your AI project. This stage implements what have been designed during explore phase and make your AI solution into production. In addition to that, you must consider additional points such as model maintenance. The final stage is scale. This is out of the scope in this presentation, but this stage is for expanding your AI practices at scale and establish the AI-driven organization. When it comes to the first statement, 87% of data science projects never make it into production. In most of the cases, the organizations are not taking appropriate steps in the first aware and the second explore stages. AI maturity is not a single dimensional line, but it is defined by a matrix. We assess our clients based on 6 factors: strategy and executive commitment, business use case, user skill and practice, AI tool and platform, data readiness, and IT readiness. It is not very important today to understand the details of each stage and each 6 factors, so don't try to read all the details in this very busy slide. The key message here is to know there are the 4 stages and 6 factors. Based on this matrix, you can analyze and determine right actions to AI success. From the next slide, I'm going to explain a case study of our successful client to illustrate how you can use this framework and this matrix. Sticky.io is a subscription management software as a service. They handle over 100 million transactions of over 10,000 merchants. One of the largest business challenges they have was very big declined transactions, $279 million in a year. Justin, Director of Data Science and Analytics at Sticky.io, wanted to address this issue and enhance the value of Sticky.io platform for their merchant clients. His idea was to build AI models to predict potentially declined transactions and optimize the dunning process to avoid payment failures. When we started to work with Justin 9 months ago, there were a few weaknesses that we identified based on our AI maturity framework, and we focused on fixing them. And just in 6 weeks, Justin delivered production-ready models that could recover over 35% of declined payments. This is a situation of Sticky.io in 2020 Q4, when we started to work with them. AI was not highly regarded by their C-level executive yet. Justin had an idea of AI-based dunning solution, but the 4 architectures I mentioned, solution architecture, data architecture, value architecture, and system architecture, were not clearly defined. Also, Justin had no data scientists in his team, and it was hard for him to prototype and implement the solution. On the other hand, Sticky.io is a cloud-native company, so all data are stored in the cloud, and data and IT team could support his project relatively easily. Based on the Sticky.io AI maturity, we decided to focus on 2 key issues. The first issue was lack of executive awareness and visibility of Justin's AI project. If he could build AI-based dunning solution, the production process required approvals from CFO because this is a payment-related applications, and CTO from Sticky IO entire product standpoint. The second issue was that Justin did not have any data scientist and had no practice to execute AI projects, wrangling the data, discovering patterns, tuning machine learning models, translating machine learning outcomes into economic values, etc. So we decided to focus on these two critical issues. And from next slide, I'm going to explain how it happened at Sticky. In order to address executive awareness and visibility, we ran the use case discovery program with Sticky.io. The goal of this program is to identify key predictive analysis use cases for which line of business or C-level executive acknowledge the economic value. This program must address two key questions. How important is the problem for the organization? For this question, we have to focus on presenting economic values, ideally in dollar. In short, how much is the revenue increase or cost reduction? Then, how feasible is a solution? For this question, 4 architectures that I mentioned, solution, value, data, and system architectures can answer. Also, we often recommend to prepare a short list of potential use cases with high-level user stories and detailed analysis on the top 3 most promising use cases, so that you can answer not only why this use case is important, but also why this use case is more important than the other use cases. This kind of use case discovery is often very tough because it requires communications with many stakeholders. However, this process is critical to involve all stakeholders at this stage and get their consent before you invest lots of time and effort to develop models and the solution. And later on, you find this solution is not accepted by line of business and executives. This slide is one of the deliverables of the use case discovery program, and we call this as a use case narrative. It describes the top-level business objective and the solution idea. It illustrates a high-level solution behavior from data to AI model to insight and prediction and final business action. In this case, all the transaction data go to the AI model. Then AI model predict which declined credit card transactions are likely to be approved. Based on the score, the subscription management system automatically runs Dunning. And it is very, very important to clearly state what is the potential business impact. In this case, 35% recovery of declined transactions per month. Justin, based on this information, got executive approval, and executive team can determine the level of investment and the budget for this solution. The second issue was that Justin did not have any data scientist and had no practice to execute AI projects. This is what our technology, dotData technology, could support. This slide illustrates a typical AI development process and what kind of tools and expertise we need. Machine learning is very difficult and important technology. However, in actual AI development, data and feature engineering take much longer time. You must cleanse the data, identify relevant tables and columns, join and aggregate multiple tables to come up with important and relevant data patterns. For Sticky.io to predict declined credit card transactions that can be recovered, they had to analyze a huge amount of transactions. In fact, Justin mentioned that 95% of his AI development work was about data manipulations before dotData. In addition to the complexity of this process requires different tools and also different experts such as data engineers, domain experts, and data scientists. Like Sticky.io and Justin, the organization in the aware and explore stages does not typically have enough skill and talents to go through this complex process, and often takes several months to develop AI models. This is where dotData, our technology, comes in to help such organizations. dotData, our technology, is full cycle AI automation from raw data through data and feature engineering to machine learning. Our platform is going to automate and take care of most of this process. Particularly, we have a very unique technology that discovers data insights from complex data automatically. In the Sticky.io case, our algorithm discovers lots of payment patterns from transactions that increases the success probability of recovering declined payments. Forrester Research highly acknowledged our feature engineering capability. dotData's exceptional feature engineering capabilities make it especially suitable for the most challenging use cases. With our automation technology, even if Justin at Sticky.io did not have a data scientist, he could deliver production quality models just in 6 weeks from scratch. This slide illustrates and summarizes how Sticky.io evolved their AI maturity in past 9 months after we started to work together. Today, executives of Sticky.io are fully aware of the importance and the potential of AI in their business. Justin has been identifying more key use cases, developing and implementing the solutions. They have fully implemented our automation technology, and given their great success of use cases such as AI-powered dunning solution, they hired and are hiring data scientists to accelerate their innovations. AI maturity provided a powerful framework to Sticky.io, and by analyzing their weakness and strengths based on the framework, Sticky.io successfully moved forward their AI journey to be truly AI-driven organization. This is a summary of Sticky.io success and case study. Justin gave us a great quote. I was spending 95% of my time wrangling data. Now I can offload most of that work and just focus on uncovering patterns and finding viable models. This is the last slide of my presentation. Today, I explained the AI maturity framework to evaluate your AI stage, 4 stages and 6 factors, and explained how Sticky.io utilizes this framework to succeed in AI. Last but not least, if you find the information I presented today is useful, please contact us. dotData provides full cycle AI as a service. First, we help the organizations in the awareness and explore stage to identify and discover critical use cases and provide a framework like a use case narrative to get executive awareness and involvement. Second, for the organizations that do not have enough data science talents, we co-develop and implement the solution together to accelerate the solution ideate process. We provide our full cycle AI automation platform that take care of most of the complex AI development process from raw data through data and feature engineering to machine learning. And for the organization who does not have strong IT support, we also offer cloud hosting and managed AI platform as a service. That's all my presentation. Thank you very much for attending our session. Please contact us at contact@dotdata.com or http://www.dotdata.com.
What a great session, Ryohei. That's it for today's general session. I hope you found it eye-opening. We have another great day of amazing speakers lined up for you today, but before our tracks start at 2:30, check out our town hall breakout sessions happening right now. These are great ways to engage with other like-minded conference attendees. Turn on your video and mic and jump into one of these small groups to explore and discuss the AI topic of your choice. Have a great time, everyone.